In this lesson, which is based on lesson 54 from the book, we're going to look at 3 vibrato licks. And for these vibrato licks, I'd like you to try out different styles of vibrato, from the sort of up and down, more intense vibrato, like that, to the side-to-side, more subtle vibrato, and everything in between. You'll be able to get a lot of expression from your playing that way. So the first lick is going to be based on a kind of E blues scale lick. It's going to use some open strings. It's going to start with the open B string, play that open, then play the note D on the B string, then you'll go to the note A on the G string, and then you'll play that open string, then you'll play the A once more, that 2nd fret on the 3rd string, then you'll play the open G, and then you'll wind up on the note E, and you'll have the vibrato on that note. That's the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So slowly it's going to go like this. I'll try that again. And then you can add vibrato on each of those notes a little bit, at least the ones that are fretted, so it will sound like this a little bit. You can hear that I'm changing a few of the notes and added 1 or 2 extra notes in there. I'd like you to do that as well. Once you get these licks down, really explore them, and you can elaborate on them, and that will add to your guitar solos and the riffs that you play in your own guitar playing. So let's look at number 2. This is exercise number 2 on lesson 54 from the book. This one's going to have an ascending blues scale. It's going to start on the open D string, that's the 4th string. You'll play that open. Then you play the note E, the 2nd fret of the D string. Then you'll play the open G. Then you'll play that fretted note there on the A. Then you'll play the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, that's a D note. Then you'll play the open B, the 2nd string, and you'll play the A again with vibrato. So you wind up on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. It sounds like this very slowly. And a little faster. And then if you kind of explore some variations and change the rhythm up a little bit. So you can see how that can become a very expressive lick, especially with the vibrato. The last one on this page, number 3 on lesson 54, is going to start on the high E string and then descend down to the 3rd string, the G. And it's going to sound like this. It'll start on the 3rd fret here, then open string, then again 3rd fret now of the B string, then open string, and then we're going to go to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, that A, and then open string, and then back to the A and have vibrato. So it'll sound like this all together. And then if you give it a little more expression, if you dig into the notes with your pick a little bit or play on different parts of the strings, it might sound like this. And there, of course, I'm adding a few extra notes at the end. I'm kind of rocking back and forth between the G and the A. Okay, so now we're looking at the 4 exercises with vibrato from lesson 55. And these are also fun exercises because we're going to have some repeated notes, and you can really have fun exploring different sound qualities on these repeated notes. The first one's just going to play a repeated A. That's the second fret on the third string, and you can pluck on different positions on that third string with your pick and get different sounds. So just even without vibrato, if you pick towards the bridge, it'll sound like this. If you pick towards the neck, and if you do alternate picking, moving up and down the neck from the bridge to the neck, where the neck pickup is, it'll sound like this. So you can see and hear that that has a lot of different sounds. So let's look at this exercise number 1 on lesson 55. Basically just hang out on that A and play the note and then rock your finger back and forth. And as with all these exercises, these are just starting points for you to develop your own ideas. And you can do these techniques on any note. So it's almost arbitrary. We're taking an A, and it's kind of a practical note for rock guitar. A lot of songs are an A or an E. So here we go. So you can hear that vibrato gives it a lot of sass and pizzazz. One more time, this is exercise 1. Now exercise 2 is just going to be on the high E string, and we're just going to have the notes G and E, and it's going to sound like this. And then for that last note, we're going to use that side-to-side, more subtle vibrato, just to have a difference in sound. So one more time, this is exercise 2. Okay, exercise 3 is predominantly going to be on the 4th and 5th strings, and it's going to use open string notes, and will mainly be on the 2nd fret for these. So we're going to start off with an open D string, the 4th string, then fret the note here, the E, then we'll go to the open A and play that, and then we'll go to the 2nd fret on the 5th string, the B, and play that. Then we'll go back to the 4th string and play the open D, and then the open E, and then back to the 5th string and play the open A, and then the fretted B, and then we'll wind up on an E with some vibrato, and it'll sound like this. And then a little faster. And you can change the order of the notes like I did around at the end. So like that, or those are just some variations to give you an idea. Last one we're going to work on is the 4th exercise in lesson 55, and this one's going to go from the low E note all the way up to an A on the 3rd string. So it'll start off on the open string, 6th string here, play that open E, then play a G on the 3rd fret, then open A string, then B, then open D string, then E, then we're going to go to the fretted 2nd fret of the G string, that's a note A, play that, and then play the G open, and then play the E, and give vibrato at the end. So the whole thing slowly will sound like this. And a little faster. Okay, have fun with those and explore them and try to come up with licks that are similar on your own.